Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Under the topic, the umbrella topic, Donald Trump, I have 4 articles to discuss here with you. And the main point here is this: Donald Trump has his information fed to him by his experts, by his appointed advisors. He does not know if those advisors work for him, which on the paper they do, or they are promoting some interests policies. Therefore, if I'm the president, this is something that's very bad with the current democratic level in the United States of America. We elect leaders, which are public servants actually, based on their charisma. That means the ability to fool others, to make other people vote for me because I'm attractive in various ways. Not necessary, and this is one of the bottom of the qualities you need to have: knowledge, wisdom, intelligence, things like this, information, courage. Those attributes are at the bottom of the list. Nowadays, the charisma matters. So you can have a handsome baboon who is very articulated. He's going to win the election most likely, if the forces behind want that person to win as well. So what do we have here? The first article: Trump will strike Venezuela. Has no problem doing that. And I said that on various occasions since he started moving the US Navy towards Venezuela's coast to protect us against the drugs. Only from Venezuela. Because Venezuela has the biggest oil reserves in the world. There's no connection over there. So that's the first one. I told you it's about oil. I'm not putting a medal on my chest because I think this should be obvious for every person on this planet. Unless you live, I don't know, in the mountains in a cave somewhere, or you are living denial, or you have a vested interest in toppling the government of Venezuela and take the Venezuelans' oil. The people who might celebrate from the West, if that happens, they should look at Romania and other countries in the Eastern Europe, how they are celebrating, oh, we got off the communists, which was great, to get under someone else's, how should I put it, plantation, straight. So that's the first topic. The second topic, I will show you how Donald Trump makes decisions, how he is fed information by his advisors because he knows nothing about the subject. He can't. What do you think? He has time to look on internet to figure out who's winning in Ukraine? So he asked the advisors before he met Putin in Alaska. He asked his advisor, hey, who's winning in Ukraine? Can you understand that? I can, because that's the ABC 1, 2, 3. Donald Trump vows national emergency in Washington DC. National emergency, that means, as I told you very much, some of those guys' rights, liberties will be infringed to protect them. And if you are getting along or getting away with this, as you did with COVID, which was a drill for this, I said many times before, COVID-19 protocols, mandates, all these things that infringed our liberties for the common good to protect us by the government is just a drill for this. Martial law. Who's going to come martial law? As long as we, the people, get it and we understand who is actually in charge and we start naming names, you know what I mean? With a certain suffix, right? Or how do you want to call it? Then we understand that the guy who was in charge of us, supposedly, at their interest, okay, they will make sure that our liberties, which is speech, and then, the right to assembly, peaceful assembly, will be infringed to protect us. So that's the third topic. And the first topic, I will show you how America's meritocracy works. And that is Donald Trump gives his son-in-law, again, yes, he's back. Yes, he's back. Yes, he's back. Yes, he's back. All right, or the bitch is back, which song you prefer. Jared Kushner gives him a new job because he has the expertise. And I will discuss how he gave Jared Kushner the first job in the government based on what kind of qualifications? Circumcised. All right, let's go. Not necessarily circumcised, because a lot of people nowadays are fooled into, we have to do this circumcision because it keeps you cleaner and it's for, this kind of reasons. Well, God did not think about that. He just did that extra, and then it was the covenant. I'm going to cut my kid's penis around the penis, and that's our covenant. Here it is. Shake hands. I'm going to do this. Man, and God said, yeah, man, it was very smart. I think you're a smart guy. I'm going to take care of you, man, Abraham. And yeah, you're my God because you like what I did. That's the level. Remember that God had the opportunity to speak with the Chinese at that time, with the guys in the Babylon, Mesopotamians, those guys, people with civilization, not a goat herder, but he chose them. Why? That's what they say. All right, let's start with the first topic. Here it is. Donald Trump. Russia Today. On the 15th of September 2025. Trump won't rule out striking Venezuela. I told you that's the whole point. That's the goal. And they are working with their my mountain slope model, which is a start. The decision has been made a long time ago. They just have to get us prepared with their media operatives. They're going to go slow, like if you pop a cherry, you don't go full force from the first time. You're gonna injure and blood and whatever, hospital and shit, parents and all that. So you don't do that, right? You go slow. The same with these guys. I can use, instead of saying mountain slope model, I can use the pop the cherry model. That's the same thing. So you go slow. The decision has been made. I'm gonna fuck you. That's the decision, right? But I'm gonna go slow or hard. They go slow because they want to prepare us to accept the decision that has been made. They can't just come, boom. Some people might say, ow, no, stop. There you go. But if you go, you can figure things out what I'm talking about. So here it is. I'm not promoting that. So here it is. The US president has accused Caracas of sending gangs and narcotics into his country. Really? So there's a government sponsorship of drugs, he says. That's what he says. And we believe him because he's the government, right? US President Trump has not ruled out striking mainland Venezuela, accusing country of sending gangs, members, and drugs into America. And as I said before, if Maduro, who is considered, labeled a very bad dude, tomorrow tells the American people and Donald Trump, here is Venezuela. Looks good. I will take her skirt down. I will put her tongues to the side. I will bend her over, and you guys come and take her whatever you want, oil from her, how many times you want, and how much, and I'm not going to intervene. It's yours to use and abuse forever. I guarantee you that Maduro will die in office in old age. That's what he's going to die. The Americans will be A-okay with that. All the gangs will be left alone. Everything is going to be forgotten about as soon as Amoko, Sunoko, Fakoko, and Pikoko are allowed to go and rape Venezuela. I guarantee you that. All right, so all this talk, yeah, that's bad. Gangs are bad. That's true. But you protect your household. You don't go into the neighbor's household because the neighbor can come to your household and straighten things out that fits him. No? Let's say the Arabs, it's the wrong word. Some Muslims who push it to a certain extreme or based on their religion. That's their religion. You choose to follow it, your thing. And they have their women wear all kind of burqas and all that. That's theirs. Now let's say some of these guys say, well, we're going to liberate the women to being, how they call it, objectified in the West. Therefore, we have to attack the United States of America to impose, to respect women. Wearing burqas and so on, instead of showing their pussies and nipples at every corner and, camel toes and so on. We're going to liberate the women by giving them back respect. What the Americans will do. That's exactly, that hurts us and hurts women in general. Huh? No, 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 no. Freedom! Freedom! Yeah, but your freedom hurts us. But it's freedom. You're a baboon. That's how it goes, my friends. So let's move to the next article. And that is how Trump gets his information when he makes a decision. And that's exactly what I said that's wrong with the current state of events and the qualities in a democracy, the so-called attributes needed to be a leader. And I told you one of my stories with speaking with the politician and speaking with her about what qualities a leader must have. And my qualities were down here, or in her assessment were like this, and her qualities, attributes of a leader were right here. And the main one, the only one, was charisma. So he can be a baboon, a tard, but if he has charisma and gets people with little jokes, a little bit of, chest hair, a little smile, a little, oh, love me tender. Okay, that's a good guy. Intelligence, knowledge, wisdom, courage, patience, those were, she laughed when I said that. Like I was the naive, stupid. She was not young. She was 60-some. All right, nevertheless, so let me show you. And I said, yes, but if you have this baboon, is going to be having charisma, how is he going to run a government? And she said, smart answer. I was like, oh my God, knocked out with her. She said, he's going to pick his advisors, and his advisors will advise him. And I said, yeah, but who controls the advisors? If you don't know anything about what the guy is talking, you have to 100% everything that advisor tells you. If the advisor tells you, you are bad, and I'm going to make the policy, I'm going to get you. So you have to have knowledge in order to sort through the information the advisor feeds you. Otherwise, if that advisor works for Netanyahu, you will do what Netanyahu wants through your appointed advisor that you don't know anything about. Oh, Emil, they were vetted. Who vetted them? How do you know those are your people again? Conspiracy theory? These people did not have 3, 30, 40, 50 years to put things together, man. In some instances, they had centuries. Oh, it's not the Rothschilds and the British Crown. Nah, this is conspiracy theory. Those guys from 1800s, they were over there. And the other guys were for much longer back there. So they had time to do a lot of things that you in your lifetime, your conscious lifetime, which is about 30 years or 40 years, let's say, because when you were like until 18, you accumulate until about 40, and 45, 50, I would say, you say, that's it, man, this is how the world rolls, and that's it. And then you have what, 50, 60, and then 70, you die. That's it, 20 years. So in 20 years, when you see things, these guys have 20 years plus 20 years plus 20 years, generational 20 years. So there's not a conspiracy theory. It's just that when you say it, they will say, huh, he said it, conspiracy theory is right there. All right. So let's see what is going on here. This is from New Voice of Ukraine, the Ukrainians. Trump asked whether Russia was winning before Alaska summit. Kellogg said. Who did he ask? Did he ask Putin or one of his advisors? Before the summit between US President Donald Trump and Russian dictator Vladimir Putin, the American leader asked whether Russia was winning the war against Ukraine. He made a statement at the 2025 YES annual conference, and I'm quoting, is Russia winning? That's a great question because President Trump asked me that in the Oval Office about 6 weeks ago. That exact question at the time Kellogg advised Trump to consult his top military advisor. Mr. President, don't just listen to me. Your chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dan Kane, who's he working for? U.S. government, god damn it, really? He's waiting outside. He's standing by the car, inviting me in, ask him that. He's your top military advisor. So, my point is this. Kellogg was very nice in building credibility by saying, don't ask me. No. Ask Kane, who is also working with me for the same guys that you don't know. But my point is, Trump asked, who's winning? He asked who's winning? I mean, I know who's winning, but I have time. And I have information, I have people, I have Putin calling me every night. Hey, this is what we did last night. No zdrovia. That's what he does. That's why I know that the Russians are winning. But he has to be told by Kellogg And Kellogg, to build his credibility, hey, ask my buddy, the other agent that you don't know of. He's outside waiting. He's very conveniently waiting outside. It's like I tell you, I didn't do it. Ask my father, man. Ask my brother. Ask my sister. Ask my whatever. They want to vouch for me. All right, so that's the way in a democracy they get their information. You have to know something, otherwise these guys will sell you anything they want, and you don't even know that what they sell you, the advisors, is what Netanyahu or that interest tells you and feeds you. Remember, if I start speaking, I don't know, 2 sentences in Deutsche Sprache, in German, right here, you're gonna say, oh my God, look at him, he's so refined. He drinks wine. He speaks how many languages? French, German. He can speak a few sentences in Japanese, but you don't know. English and so on. Romanian. So look at this guy. He's the polyglot. All right? But you don't know how good I am, how prolific I am. Proficient I am at it. Because if you don't speak it, you can't analyze. So Trump doesn't know. He asked this baboon. Then he's going to ask another one. What is he going to do when he's going to have 2 advisors telling you, no, Ukraine is winning, and then another one is saying Russia is winning? What is he going to do then? Who is he going to ask? Who's going to trust? How is it possible that 2 advisors are going to give him the 2 opposite assessments? One of them is either uninformed, one has an interest, and so on. This is a democracy in the US. You have to have the qualities, as I mentioned before, to that female politician. It's not charisma, all right? But in her way of, how do you call it, artificiality, that's the word, artificiality, that's what you need in America. Just to win elections, and then you appoint people. But the people, you don't know them. You don't know all the people. Who are you going to appoint? Your son-in-law? That's exactly what's going on in a meritocracy, my friends, right here. And I'm going to go back to the other article because I stepped over. Trump vows national emergency in Washington, DC. But let's talk about this one since we got to that one right here. So this is 5 days ago. Why? I was sitting on it so I can have the ball up at the net so I can smack it. Here, Donald Trump has reportedly tasks Jared Kushner with drafting plans for the quote-unquote day after, that's investments, and prospective ceasefire is agreed between Israel and Hamas. So the Trump insider, who is officially a private citizen, was spotted in Miami sitting down with Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's right arm, Mr. Ron Darman. So the insider, businessman and investor, Kushner, businessman and investor. He has no, how do you call it, expertise in that. Only that he's circumcised, who is also just happened to be Ivanka Trump's husband, does not hold an official title in the second Trump administration, but appears to have a role in the peace efforts, money, reconstruction. The hush-hush session came a fresh pak. The meeting also included Vitkov, he's Jewish as well, a White House envoy according to U.S. official and other source. So these guys are talking with one another, man. How are we going to plunder and make a kill with our imbecile in the Black House, in the White House? How? So this is Mr. Kushner. I have to remind you that Mr. Kushner doesn't have, and you don't have to be educated. You don't have to have a degree in, let's say, political science in order to understand what's going on or to know. All you need to do is to read. Read a lot from, remember, stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth. That means look wherever you can, get your information from as many sources and verify them. Verify them. And Kushner has nothing. He was just building an investor and businessman. Donald Trump picked him from his family's trout. Is that how you say trout? Where the pigs eat? And then he awarded him with a, listen to this, senior advisor to the Middle East. Now, when you say senior, that means you had a lot of years behind you. Like, for instance, I was a senior investigator. That tells you that I've been in the job for some time. I was a seasoned investigator, correct? That means I've done my job. Now, Kushner was zero in this, but he was senior advisor. This is meritocracy for you, idioților din România, guys from Romania. See how I censored it? They know it, they translate it. Anyway, so here that's the way it is, my friends. He appoints again his guy. It's about plundering. And you talk about democracy here? No, it's them and it's us. But they try to make, oh, you're white, oh, you're black, oh, you're Chinese, oh, you're IQ, oh, you this, oh, you have this systemic racism. Blah, blah, blah. My friends, this is a distraction, and they are running with the big money to the Rothschild Bank. And over there is King Charles with the key. But if King Charles doesn't want to give the key, they have copies. So he's just a figurehead, just so you know, King Charles. All right, and that gets me to the last topic, where we have democracy in action. If you don't do what I tell you, we're going to have this. Reuters, Trump vows national emergency in Washington, D.C. over ICE dispute. U.S. President Donald Trump said on Monday he would call a national emergency and federalize Washington, D.C. after Mayor Muriel Bowser said its police would not cooperate with immigration and customs enforcement. Now, if this mayor, by law, constitution, whatever it is mandated to cooperate with immigration, then he should be the one, or she, I don't even know what she, Marielle, I think that's she, that, okay, blah, 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 blah. Right? So she should be in trouble in the first place, right? If Trump is the guy who is overstepping his authority, then he should be pointed out as being the baboon. But if he can call national emergency because this person says that will not cooperate, then do it, man. Do it. I'm all for it. I am for law and order, with a caveat. There are some freedoms and liberties that we have, right? And as long as Trump and whomever elected officials, which is an public servant. Trump is a public, when you hear the media telling you he's your leader, he's not your leader. Because when you employ one plumber versus another plumber, you look at, okay, oh fucking goddamn, I have a leak in the house, man. Goddamn it, the pipe is leaking and under the sink. And you look for a plumber, you're gonna elect the plumber to come and do something for you. He's not in charge of your household whatsoever. He's just gonna do the job for you in your house. This is a politician's role. They're not your leaders. So the mass media, when they give you that since your infancy, that they are your leaders, they're not your leaders. And if it's a leader, you have to be the first one going there, but you're not. And the generals, where are the generals fighting wars? 3,000 miles away from the front line? Is that a leader? No, lead means being up front. If everybody follows you, you're out there. So they are over there to solve your problems. These are public servants. Okay, if you don't like the term, call them public slaves. However you want to call them. Whatever, man. Works for me. So this is the guy who said, I'm going to implement that. Remember, a person who does that to that person is going to do it to the other person, is going to do it to the other person. And I'm going to remind you of something I learned from my mom, and then I learned through reading, my own reading later, and then through experience in life. A person who comes to you and talks badly about everybody else, be sure that that person does the same thing about you with everybody else. So when Trump does that in Washington, D.C., or he closes one eye on what's going on in, actually both eyes and ears and mouth in Gaza, that means he's okay with doing that to you as well. It's not that it's just a situation. No, he has the capability to be such a piece of shit. All right? It's just that he picks them for now. Next, it could be you. And you and I and all these guys. So yeah, he does that to Washington, D.C. What's next? Maybe he's going to do, I don't know, martial law over the United States of America based on, I don't know, Charlie Kirk's assassination. He can do that easily. You have one or two staged violent protests, like it was, I'm going to make a video on that one. And they say, oh my God, we need the troops to take care to keep quiet and law and order, right? Which I agree. But if they do the martial law, things change. And he can do that. Why? If the interests dictate that he should do that, they will do it. When we talk too much, when we communicate too much, when we are allowed to do a lot of things, I guarantee you they will pick that choice. It's just a matter of time. And another expression in Romania is like this: Cine fură azi un ou, mâine va fura un bou. That is, who steals today an egg, tomorrow will steal an ox or a cow. Bow, it's an oxen, whatever it is. So that means if you steal little today, with time you will start stealing more and more and more. Who imposes national emergency in Washington DC, the egg? Tomorrow could be the whole country, and the next day could be the whole world if he has the authority. Why? It's the mentality. Now, I don't have to hide. We all have, including myself, a big time, a tyrannical mentality. We just keep it down. We keep it down. But we show who we really are when we get in power and our power is unchecked. Then we really are, I don't give a fuck, bring her here. Well, that's Gigi's house, Gigi's wife, I don't care. That's how we are, more or less. Now I know you would not do it. Only I would do it. Well, I have the courage to say it, because when you're going to be in the circumstance, you're going to react differently. Like the guys in Ukraine, only the Russians commit war crimes. Every army in the world will commit war crimes, because it's made out of human beings, and human beings, we act the same way. Well, you can be, I don't want to kill, but here I can. I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. When you are under the pressure and nobody checks on you, Geneva Convention, you used it yesterday to wipe your ass with because you ran out of paper. Okay, toilet paper. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I can stay here and tell you more. So, Trump, be careful. Trump doesn't give a shit. It's checks and balances. And if you have the same people in charge of the checks and balance, we're screwed. We are their plantation slaves. Modern economic slaves. We have to be happy consumers with the mouth shut, or say only to the extent they want us to speak. That's where we are. And if you dare to get out of that, you're going to be called this, that, checked by FBI with a warrant and all that. And then they will give you a few smacks, and then you're going to either continue and you're going to end up badly, or you're going to stop and you're going to cooperate and you're going to have 1.5 million subscribers on your YouTube channel. I'm just exaggerating. I'm going to be 1 million. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.